NBA Eastern Conference 2025-26, who will rule the East? Cleveland. September 2025. The NBA Eastern Conference is gearing up for a season that promises drama, surprises, and fierce competition. With injuries, trades, and blockbuster off-season moves already reshaping rosters, the road to the NBA Finals is far from predictable. Here's a detailed breakdown of what fans can expect from the Eastern Conference in 2025-26. Cleveland Cavaliers, the team to beat. The Cleveland Cavaliers enter the season as the favorite to claim the top spot in the East. Coming off a 64-win season, the Cavaliers return their core of Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Darius Garland. The front office strengthened the roster by adding defensive specialists Lonzo Ball and Larry Nance Jr., aiming to address previous weaknesses in depth and perimeter defense. "We built a team that can compete at every level," said Cavs head coach J.B. Bickerstaff. "Our goal is to stay healthy and play our brand of defense-first basketball." Cleveland's depth and balance make them the frontrunner, but the real test will come in the playoffs, where pressure and elite competition can expose any flaws. New York Knicks, a rising contender. The New York Knicks have quietly transformed into a serious contender. With off-season additions like Jordan Clarkson and Guerschon Yabusel, and Mike Brown taking over as head coach, the Knicks aim to blend veteran experience with young talent. Their core Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and OG Anunoby provides both offensive firepower and defensive versatility. Analysts predict that MSG could host deep playoff runs this year. "This team has the tools to make a serious push," said ESPN analyst Brian Windhorst. "If they can gel quickly, they are a threat to any top-seeded team." Orlando Magic, the sleeper threat. The Orlando Magic are emerging as a team to watch. With young stars Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner developing rapidly, and the addition of sharpshooter Desmond Bane, Orlando now possesses the scoring and spacing needed to compete with the league's best. Coach Jamal Mosley emphasized defense as the team's identity. "We want to be a tough, disruptive team that makes every possession count," Mosley said. "With Bane on the floor, our offense becomes much more dynamic." The Magic have the potential to shock higher-seeded teams and secure a top-4 playoff seed. Wildcards, Detroit Pistons and Atlanta Hawks. Detroit Pistons. The Pistons' young core of Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren is beginning to mature. Detroit's success will depend on player development, role clarity, and consistency. Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks, led by Trae Young, offer high upside but remain volatile. If their supporting cast contributes and injuries are avoided, Atlanta could challenge for a 5th or 6th seed, making them a dangerous wildcard in the East. Warning sign teams facing challenges: Boston Celtics and Indiana Pacers. Boston Celtics. The Celtics face uncertainty after Jason Tatum suffered a serious Achilles injury. While Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart remain, the loss of a franchise cornerstone could significantly affect Boston's playoff hopes. Indiana Pacers. The Pacers' offense relies heavily on Tyrese Halliburton, who is also recovering from an Achilles tear. Without him, Indiana may struggle to compete against elite Eastern teams. Projected Eastern Conference standings. Seed team notes. 1. Cleveland Cavaliers balanced roster, elite defense, depth. 2. New York Knicks improved bench, coaching change, strong core. 3. Orlando Magic young core and Desmond Bane, defensive identity. 4. Detroit Pistons maturing young talent, sleeper potential. 5. Atlanta Hawks talent ceiling high, chemistry and health key. 6. Milwaukee Bucks /Philadelphia 76ers. Bucks rely on Giannis, 6 as a wild card. 7 to 10 Boston Celtics, Indiana Pacers, Toronto Raptors, Miami Heat. Injuries and roster changes create uncertainty. 11 to 15 Chicago Bulls, Washington Wizards, Charlotte Hornets, Cleveland Cavaliers. B team, Orlando B team * bottom tier teams with developmental focus. Note: lower tier projections are based on current roster depth and historical performance trends. Eastern Conference playoff projection. Quarterfinals, top seeds are expected to advance comfortably. Semifinals, sleeper teams like Orlando or Detroit may challenge the higher seeds. Eastern Conference Finals, likely Cleveland Cavaliers vs New York Knicks. Analysts predict Cleveland may edge New York due to depth, playoff experience, and balance. If Cleveland stays healthy, they have the roster to go all the way, said Bleacher Report analyst Eric Pincus. Storylines to watch. 1. Injury impact. Achilles injuries to Tatum and Halliburton could shake up playoff positioning. 2. Young talent breakout. Players like Banchero, Cunningham, and Wagner could elevate their teams significantly. 3. Veteran leadership. Teams like Boston, Milwaukee, and Atlanta will rely on experienced players to stabilize performance. For trade deadline moves, mid-season trades could dramatically affect playoff seeding. 5. Defense vs offense. Expect intense battles between teams emphasizing defense and those built for high-scoring games. Stopwatch final thoughts. The Eastern Conference 2025-26 season promises unpredictability and excitement. While Cleveland remains the favorite, teams like New York, Orlando, Detroit, and Atlanta could shake up the standings. Injuries and mid-season roster changes will play a key role in determining playoff seeding. Ultimately, the race to the NBA Finals will hinge on health, depth, and which teams peak at the right time. Fans can expect thrilling performances, standout rookies, and high-stakes drama that could redefine the Eastern Conference hierarchy. The East has never been this competitive, said NBA insider Zach Lowe. Every game matters, and any team can make a statement this season.